Welcome back to Worth the Effort Woodworking. Today's video is going to be a product endorsement. I'm going to be endorsing something that the company doesn't know who I am. I'm way too small to sponsor, but it is important enough in today's modern creator era, whether you are just building furniture to sell or you are doing a little bit of social media, or you're somebody like me who's gone all full out and making videos and stuff like that. The unfortunate fact in today's modern craft industry is you've got to develop at least some skill in capturing imagery, be it video or, for probably the majority of y'all, photography. Because you've got to send images out of what you create to clients, or you've got to develop a gallery on your website, our modern day equivalent of a catalog of stuff that people can order from, that kind of stuff. Creating imagery is unbelievably important in today's age if you want to actually make money. Unfortunately, I'm not an expert at that one. In fact, the images you see in my videos are all created off of a camera that dates back to 2015. 10 years old. This is the second body I've had and probably the third lens, but I've been buying used ever since just because I don't want to replace the whole system. Up until very recently, where I've started incorporating action cameras just because I started a little motorcycling channel and it kind of lets me double dip some stuff. So anything shot video-wise, photography-wise, for my thumbnails or anything like that within my shop is done on a very old DSLR. And anything outside the shop is probably on an action camera or my iPhone. And the lessons I've learned over 16 years of creating content is video quality doesn't really matter that much as long as it is in focus. What's more important on videos is audio. And in photography, it doesn't really matter the quality of the camera if your lighting is perfect. As long as it's in focus, the lighting is a key thing. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today, because I'm not a wealthy person. I spend my money very, very frugally, and my solutions over the year for lighting have been very subpar. And lighting is a key factor in making thumbnails, and thumbnails are all the difference in whether a video is going to be good or not. Doesn't matter the content of the video, it's all about the thumbnails. Ever since I started content creating, I've been using these little can lights that you buy at the big box stores. They're like less than 10 bucks. You put different bulbs on them. You can attach them to different things around your shop, and that creates a general overall lighting. And then I've been using flashlights. I really like this one right here because it has a rotating head, and I can put it on my wall, my steel door right there, and I can focus a little beam. But last Christmas, and I forget whose channel it is, and it really kills me that I can't send it out to the person who told me about it, I saw a video for content creators. Basically, it was just a talking head kind of content creators, and they were talking about the best gifts to give somebody. And somebody endorsed this. It's from a company called SmallRig. It's a LED RGB flashlight. And you're saying, Sean, it's just a flashlight. No, this is different. This is a flashlight designed for audio-visual lighting. It's not necessarily designed to light up your backyard or anything like that. So it has a bunch of special things on it. A lot of them, you push to hold the button, starts on, and then to light it up, I'm going to try not to, you twist it on. It does have preset color settings, so you just click the button and it'll go different colors. Obviously, we generally stick it on white, but I've found having one set to white and then one in the background set to this kind of yellow for woodworking really does create some nice warm lighting. But you can also focus it by twisting the ring right here. It's all aluminum. It feels heavy duty. I like the fact that it's LED, but none of that is important. What is the light that comes out of it. Let's go take a look. The problem I have with every other form of lighting I've ever used for the photography aspect of what I do has been hotspots and colors. You know, flashlights like these, you can, no matter how far out you go, they can, you just always have that hot spot, which is why I use this one way far away. But little spotlights, which I will sneak in a little camera right there, you can adjust it, but still, it's not even, and the color between flashlights is always a little bit different. You just can't blend them. It just doesn't work. But check this thing out. Its lighting is dead even. You can focus it in, and look at the variation. There's just nothing. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it. Spotlighting, that kind of stuff. It's just a very even thing, even sock puppets. That offers so many different opportunities. The content creator I saw, you know, they were doing it for their background. You know, you get a couple of these, and on the back walls, you see people do this kind of stuff. So every video, they could do a different background just to make it look like they had something creative. But for me, it's the fact that it's so easy and convenient to use. Battery, I just set it up. I aim one on the background to even the color out, and then I put the spotlight at whatever angle I want. So much better. And the results, again, if you can make your work look better, you're gonna make more money. So to give you an example, here's a wall art piece, just in a normal room, lighting from the window. It's probably the ideal situation for a lot of us out there. But getting the proper lighting on these, or at least better lighting, take a look. Here's one of these flashlights set out back about 8 feet. Basically evening out the color, and then I can take a second one to create a highlight of a different angle. And all of a sudden the mood entirely changes. I don't like that, but can you see how everything popped? Once again, without any lighting, with lighting. And I can just move it around to create different effects to highlight different elements. Now, those of y'all that are observant pretty much know that almost all of my in-shop thumbnails are shot right at this workbench. Slightly downward angle, something on this workbench. I'm just using it as a background. And ever since Christmas, when I've been doing those shots, or any product shots I've been sending out to customers, I've been using these two cameras. One of them I set up like this as I highlight, and the other one I set up on my camera stand as the kind of background fill light. And most of the time I turn off these overhead lights, and it just kind of creates a nice effect. You only need 2 lights in most camera situations, from what people have been telling me. And I think they've been coming out pretty well. I've been playing around with the 4 colors in here. Most of the time it's either white or yellows, as I've talked about earlier. But these aren't cheap. They're really well built. This is solid machined aluminum. I mean, you pick it up one time and you realize this is built. They're designed for the professional rigging people in camera sets. They got the little screws on them. They're chargeable by USB-C. But I've actually charged it at Christmas. I haven't had to redo it very much. I haven't recharged them since I've gotten them because I just use them for very short periods of time. I did the math. And, you know, if it gets me a few more thousand views because more people click on my thumbnail, it's worth it to me within a very short amount of time. If you are a furniture maker and you're not having to pay for custom photographers to do a full setup or something like that, 1 or 2 big pieces, and these more than cover themselves from the extra money you would be making. So, you know, doing audio video work, invest in mics. You're doing camera work, invest in lights. And these are the best, most convenient options I've found for myself. So it's a 100% product endorsement from me. They don't know who I am. I'll put a link down to Amazon link below if you want to help support this channel, but I'm not going to tell you that this is the only option out there. The key things is I like not necessarily the color options, but the smoothness of color, the feel of the color, the evenness of the color is what the big difference was. So find an option out there that will do that for you, and you'll be all set. I just find these incredibly convenient. Okay, for today's bonus, I want to introduce you to Jermaine Paris Woodworking. I apologize about mispronouncing your name, but I never heard you say your name in your videos, so this dumb West Texas redneck is just going to mispronounce it as best I can. But for those of y'all, this is how he spells it. It's a very traditional hand woodworking website. I like the way he explains stuff, nice visuals. He has help with camera work. I especially liked his video he published about a month ago on shellac. Go check it out.